Yo, what's up, guys? You got PokeaimMD here, and today I want to talk about my MA regionals experience that just happened this Sunday, and this will be just a video where I talk to you. There's not going to really be anything in the background, so if you want, you can click out of the tab, maybe just have it play, do some homework if you want to listen to me talk, or do whatever you want. And I do want to say that today, since I just came back last night pretty late, I drove back. I'm not really gonna have any videos today except for this one, and I will be streaming. The Walking Dead. So if you follow me on Twitch.tv/PokeaimMD, you can go ahead and come through. But yeah. Also, if you guys want to pick up a Team Moon or Team Sun T-shirt, my boy Max is actually selling them. My boy Max is actually selling them. So the link to that will be down below. I figured I'd just announce them because it only has about 2 days left. But in any case, so this past weekend, I went to Massachusetts because it was the Massachusetts Regionals for VGC. A little bit of backstory though. So I've been starting to get back into VGC. I think it's been about 3 weeks now since I've wanted to get back into VGC. I don't know why. I've just been watching Aaron's videos, or Cybertron, if you guys don't know him. Great dude. I've been watching his videos a lot, and I was like, wow, VGC actually looks really fun. Again, like I started off in 2016 early on, and then I just kind of like fell out of it. Especially because of SBL and all that stuff, so all those tournaments took up my time. But now I've just been like, wow, VGC looks really fun, and I've been enjoying his Road to Rank videos. So 2 weeks ago-ish, that's about 3 weeks ago, so 2 weeks ago, I start talking with my friend Jamie and my friend Nails, and I find out that there's a PC happening. This is about 2 weeks ago. There's a PC happening on Sunday. So I kind of want participation points because I didn't play at all this season, so I needed points if I wanted to go to nationals to even just try and play and have fun. So I was like, okay, crap, I'm gonna go to this PC. So I talked to Nails and I was like, bro, do you have a team that I could use for this PC? He gives me his Tyranitar team, and long story short, I go to the PC, I play, I have fun, I make my participation points, and now I'm able to go to Nats. So within that time and the time that this weekend just passed, I was talking with Jamie. And Jamie Keane, by the way. Jamie Keane's a really great VGC player, and he's been helping me a lot with the VGC meta, giving me a whole bunch of teams and talking and breaking down what's been happening. He doesn't just give me teams like, oh, you can use this. He explains to me the EVs or how they've done or how well they've done, gives me the history of the team. And so I was talking with him, right, and I was like, okay, so I'm going to go to the regional this Sunday coming up. And he was like, oh, awesome, dude, you should do that, man. You're going to have a lot of fun. And so we start talking, and he basically gives me a bunch of teams, and we talk about them. He's like, okay, what do you want to use? And I'm looking through the teams, and I was like, wow, your nationals teams look really fun. So I end up testing his team, right? I tested a few times by myself, and I realized I don't like Among Us. I don't like Among Us at all on this team. The team I ended up bringing to the regionals, by the way, I'm sure Jamie won't mind if I say it, because I don't think it matters. Everybody's going to eventually know. It's his nationals team, so people will know it. It was, the team I ended up bringing was Weavile, Primal Groudon, Mega Mence, Primal Kyogre, so I brought Double Primal, Cresselia, and Thundurus. So that's the team I ended up bringing, Double Primal, variant with Cress. And so I brought to the tour, and we're looking at the team, and I was like, well, I really don't like Among Us. I really don't like, as well as I don't like the Yveltal Mega Ray matchup too much. So we ended up using a variant with his Weavile on it, because he actually had Weavile on the team, but he still had Among Us. And I just really didn't like Among Us at all. I didn't like how it lost to both primals, like Ice Beam 2 KOs, Fire Punch Okos. It doesn't even beat Xerneas, because Moonblast 2 KOs it at +2, and Xerneas always has a partner that's going to help you. Like, it does have Rage Powder and Spore, but I was just never a fan of Among Us. This is all my personal preference. UK I know loves Among Us, and that's completely fine. It works for them. That's completely fine. I don't like Among Us personally. So we start talking about things that we could put over that slot. So again, the slot at first, I told you what the team I ended up bringing was, but the slot at first was Weavile, Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, Thundurus, Salamence, and Among Us. And so we start talking about things, and I was like, what about Cresselia? We get some sort of speed control, we can run Icy Wind, we can run Trick Room, Gravity, Skill Swap, things like that. So we start testing Cresselia, and it works. It works so well in practice. Originally I had Gravity, but I didn't like it because then he started hitting me with Precipice Blaze and Origin Pulses, and my Mons died. So I ended up bringing Trick Room, Icy Wind. So I have two forms of speed control. When they Thunder Wave or Icy Wind me, I can go for Trick Room and outspeed them, and then I could Icy Wind them, etc. And then I had Helping Hand and Skill Swap, because that was the set that ended up working the most for me. And yeah, I ended up making an EV spread on the crest that lives like +2 double edge from Kangaskhan. We didn't have Citrus Berry on the crest, by the way. We didn't have Thundurus. +2 double edge from Kangaskhan. It's not 2 KO by Adamant Fire Punch from Groudon. Double edge from Mence. Has like a super small chance to 2 KO. I mean, it's Pokemon, so it can happen, but it has a super small chance to 2 KO and things like that. So end up relying on crest over that, and yeah. So Jamie and I, we battle. We battled for like 4 hours straight on Wednesday, because we just decided on the team. We battled for like 4 hours straight on Wednesday. Him helping me learn all the matchups. We battle the dual primal matchup, you know, the mirror match, and then we battle Big Six and some gravity teams, some Ray Ogre teams, and things like that. So I want to give a huge shout out to Jamie, by the way, helping me and taking the time out of his day to help me and been supporting me this entire way. So it's Friday now, right before I decided I'm leaving with the event. We're going to go head over to the event because the event is on Sunday. So I booked a hotel for Saturday night to get there Saturday night and then get there on Sunday, or, you know, plan the event on Sunday. So yeah, Jamie trades me the Mons because I didn't have the Mons at all. So Jamie actually trades me his Nats team and then a Cresselia alongside it. And yeah, so shout out to Jamie again. He gave me the Pokemon that I was able to use. So he trades me his Nats team. He was like, you know, good luck, bro. These Pokemon brought me luck in Nats, and, you know, I want to help you, and I hope you have a great, you know, adventure. So anyway, yeah, it's Saturday now, and basically I didn't say this before, but at the PC, I actually met Cybertron for the first time ever, which is pretty cool. We've known each other for years, and we never met, so I met Cybertron for the first time ever. And we actually decided that, you know, I'd be driving. We didn't decide, but I offered to drive us since I'm going up to Massachusetts. So it's Saturday now, and I end up driving. I'm meeting Chuppa. Chuppa's really cool. Angel and Babytron, or Brendan, or Babytron, and not Aaron, because Aaron ends up staying to play at a PC to then go, or to like leaving before with Tiago or whatever. I'm not sure, but anyway, so we end up driving them three. The drive there is really fun, really smooth too. No traffic at all. It's like 3 hours, so we pretty much have a really smooth drive all the way to Massachusetts. Get there, check in. And pretty much just chill, you know, enjoy the hotel, watch a movie, whatever. Jody ends up rooming with us as well. He got lost on his, he missed his like bus or something, or his train, I'm not sure, and he ends up coming at like 1 o'clock in the morning almost. But yeah, we all knock out. I'm watching this dude. It's breakfast now, right? It's Sunday now, and I'm watching Jody like EV train his Mons while eating breakfast. He's just smacking A because he's using like those moon or wings or whatever. He had some or something like that. I don't know. But I'm just watching, and that's pretty funny. So it's like 8 something. We eat breakfast. Kind of regret eating breakfast because I don't want to feel like crap before playing. But not like have to use the bathroom, but like actually just feel like, oh, my stomach, oh, what is this? Because yeah, we don't want to eat anything too heavy. But in any case, so we end up going to the event, and it starts around maybe 10:30. I meet a bunch of people. It was really cool. I meet a bunch of people. I meet people that are like, oh, are you Joey? And I was like, you know, you kind of look like him. And I was like, oh, wow, I get that a lot, man. That's, you know, that's great. That's, I love his content. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I am him. So what's up? So it was really fun. I actually took pictures with people and things like that. And the event's about to start, right? So I played my round 1 match. And I played Chris Danzo, and he's a really solid player. I actually played him at a PC in 2015, the only other PC I went to at 2015 on stream, and I ended up losing. I believe he crit my Charizard, like almost second to last turn with his Zapdos. Alternatively, I could have protected that turn to avoid that, but obviously I didn't know. I don't know crap about VGC, man. I don't play it too much. I just know it based on what I watch and based on experience and based on losing or whatever. Which is fine because I'm okay with that, because I suck in the information like a sponge, or I soak it in rather. I don't suck it in. So I play Chris. It's really nice to see him. You know, I haven't seen him since 2015, and he has like this Mimetric, Yveltal, Kyogre, Bronzong, Gengar, Landorus, T. So it was pretty cool because I see he doesn't have a Groudon. So I was like, okay, so Weavile, Kyogre is just a great lead. I have Fake Out. I beat everything. He leads like Manectric and Gengar, and turn 1 I feint into the Manectric Protect, as it does Protect, and I knock it out with Origin Pulse. So great. Game 1, pretty much won. I won game 1. Game 2, we lead the same thing, I believe. I think I'll actually let Groudon in that case because I wanted to be able to deal with Manectric, though I figured his Manectric did have HP Water because he has a Kyogre on the team, which is an electric type that can't really deal with Groudon, so typically you see HP Water on them when you pair that with a Kyogre. Not always the case, but sometimes. So I always scouted for that. Game 2, he got the matchup, like the lead, right? I think he switched out his Manectric or something, or got me on the feint or the fake out and did some damage, and he won game 2. So game 3, it was same lead. I think we brought the same leads every single time. I let Kyogre and Weavile, and I had like Crest in the back, and though I had Thundurus in the back, excuse me. So though I didn't bring Crest in this matchup at all because he had Gengar, Yveltal, and like Kyogre. I didn't want to bring Crest to deal with them. So I ended up bringing it back because he was actually dominating me in the early match, and then Thunder Wave happened. I brought Thundurus. It was the only game I brought Thundurus, and I ended up Thunder Waving Yveltal and putting myself in a position to win by clicking Origin Pulse on his last Mole Manectric. But I missed Origin Pulse, and he's able to knock me out with the Volt Switch. So I lose round 1 to Chris. I don't mind because T-Wave put me in that position anyway, though I think I made the best plays to get into that position to win, especially because the early game was really, really well played on his part. But I lose round 1. Round 2, I play this guy named Dylan. Big shots to him. He has a really cool team with like Raichu, Scizor, Yveltal. There's so many Yveltals. I didn't see any Groudon up until like forever. So I ended up winning versus him 2-0. So now I'm 1-1 instead of being 0-1. So round 3, I play this girl named Sarah Albright. Really, really solid player. She's using Big 6. Well, not a Big 6. No, definitely not. She's using Xerneas Groudon, excuse me, with like some cool mons like Landorus, and Amoonguss. So game 1, I lead like Weavile plus Groudon, and I proceed to... No, I lead Weavile plus Kyogre, excuse me, because Kyogre matches up so well. It's considering she has Groudon, Kyogre's usually slower. She has Landorus, Salamence, Thundurus, Amoonguss. Kyogre matches up well, because none of her mons can OHKO me, and I can 2 KO most of them, or OHKO some of them with like Ice Beam. So I lead like that, and I have like Crest and Groudon in the back. Again, try to use your imagination. I could have edited this, but I'm really tired right now, and I just want to talk, you know. And basically, I OHKO the Amoonguss with like Icicle Crash and Ice Beam or something. And at one point, I decided to switch out into my Crest because she had brought Groudon out, right? And I could dodge her Precipice Blades, but I misclicked my own Primal Groudon instead of Crest, because Crest obviously has Levitate, and I bring in my Primal Groudon on I bring in my Primal Groudon on a Precipice Blades, and she double attacked into that slot. Or, I mean, it wasn't necessarily a double attack, but she did a lot with that. So I lost my Groudon, and then Xerneas ended up being annoying. So that was my fault. If I had I brought out Crest, which I intended to do, but I misclicked. At this point, I'm actually playing on my DS on really, really low brightness because my DS was flashing. It was on red when the battle started. And I was like, crap, man. Because in the regionals, you're not allowed to get up. They weren't allowing us to get up and move to charge or go to charge stations. So if your DS died, you forfeited that game. So I didn't want that to happen, so I unfortunately lost game 1 because I brought in my Groudon on Precipice Blades as opposed to Cresselia. So game 2, I lead Groudon and Weavile, and she leads, I think, Thundurus and like Amoonguss, and I basically beat them down just because of the lead matchup, and she wasn't able to recover from there. So game 3, she actually led Amoonguss and Thundurus again. And again, I'm keeping bringing Weavile just because she has Salamence, Landorus, and things like that. She actually led Amoonguss, Landorus, excuse me, in game 2, which is why Weavile plus Groudon was such a great lead, because I have Icicle Crash and I have Fire Punch, and I was already confirmed that she wasn't Focus Sash Amoonguss. I ended up winning game 3, though my DS was on flashing red, guys. It was on flashing red the entire match, and she was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, you know, it would suck if my DS died and you got the win off of that, because I'm in a position to win. All she has left is Thundurus and like Xerneas, and I already got rid of Xerneas. So it's literally her Thundurus versus her Thundurus and her maybe it was Xerneas that was still alive, right? Versus my Groudon and like Cresselia. I have Trick Room up. I outspeed everything. I Fire Punch Helping Hand. Knock out Xerneas. I knock out Thundurus. However, she's playing the timer game, and I told her, because she was like, what do you want me to do? I don't want to win this way. And I was like, you know what? It's a competitive game. Go for it. If your win condition is stalling me out 45 seconds per turn, waiting for my DS to die, that way you get the win, I'm not going to be mad at you. That's the game. That's like it's a competitive game. I'm not going to be mad at you for using a good strategy. So basically, like 6 minutes pass and she's trying to do that, and I finally get off the fire punch on her Thunderous. She like double protected, which was her best play. Stalled out 45 seconds every single turn. Well played on her part. I'm not upset at all because that's exactly what she had to do. So my fire punch connects on her last mon Thunderous. I knock it out. It says I have the win, and I get the win. And I get up and my DS dies. But I still have the win though. So I got the win. So now I'm 2-1. So now we're on round 4. In round 4, I get to play Cybertron, my boy Aaron. And really excited for this, especially because we ended up playing at the PC. And I wanted to show him how much I improved based on, this game. And also I practiced versus Big 6 matchup. And he used Big 6 Crest. So Kanga, Crest, Xerneas, Thundi, Mence, Groudon. Well, not Big 6 Crest because he was missing. Okay, he used Groudon Zern. I hate calling it Big 6 because I see the first 5 months, but it's not Big 6 Crest. He didn't have Smeargle. He didn't have Talonflame. So it was Groudon, Mence, Xerneas, Cresselia, Thundurus, and Kangaskhan. Okay, I practiced versus this matchup. I see Thundurus, I see Mence, I see Crest. Weavile is just a great lead. So both games, I believe I ended up leading off with my Weavile plus. It was either my Weavile Groudon or my Weavile Kyogre. No, it was my Weavile Groudon because it matches up well. Because whatever Weavile couldn't beat, Groudon beats, being the Xerneas. And then Weavile obviously gives you the fake out support. And then in the back, I had Cresselia and Kyogre. So game 1, we play. There's some 50-50s with fake out versus Kangaskhan and things like that. I ended up getting that right. And there were some cool turns. Like he ended up power punching my Weavile in regular form. That way I couldn't fake him out. However, I was able to hit him with the fire punch from there. It didn't knock out regular Kangaskhan, but and obviously power punch doesn't hit twice because you're regular Kangaskhan, you're not Mega. So I was down to like 1 HP, and I completely forgot. This is my mistake. I completely forgot that Feint has higher priority than Sucker Punch because he also I think he also Icy Winded in that turn, with his thing, but I still ended up living somehow because regular Kangaskhan's kind of weak, or something like that. So he ended up leaving like a Crest Kanga, and I was able to fire punch it with my Groudon, right? So I completely forgot that Feint was priority, which is stupid of me because I used Feint on Pinsir to outspeed Talonflame with Talonflame's Brave Bird. But in any case, so I had my Weavile like at really low, and then my Groudon still didn't take too much damage. He actually ended up, like I said, no, he might have psychicked my Groudon. I think that was what he did. He psychicked my Groudon, and I didn't have any priority on Weavile besides Fake Out. I forgot like Feint again was that, so I actually went for Fake Out again on turn 2 as he went for Sucker Punch. So Fake Out has way higher priority than Sucker Punch, and I was able to knock out the Kangaskhan pretty early on in the game. And this Cresselia was super cool though. Like he ended up bringing in the back like Groudon and bulky Xerneas, and there was some really cool turns in that game. Like I wish I went for Feint because I would have been able to knock him out and just fire punch the Groudon, fire punch the Cresselia itself. But I mean, Fake Out worked just the same. It just didn't knock it out. So yeah, he had like Xerneas and Groudon in the back. He ends up. My Weavile eventually goes down, right? But I knock off like his Xerneas, or attempt to knock off his Xerneas, or his Cresselia. I think I knock off his Cresselia on his Xerneas' Protect, and Fire Punch into Xerneas, and he's able to knock out my Weavile, and also my Groudon is super slow. So I go into my Cresselia, and I decided to go for Trick Room, and Aaron makes such a cool play, man. He Thunder Waves his own Xerneas on the turn that I went for Trick Room. I think this is game 2 because I actually ended up winning game 1 pretty comfortably. So this is game 2, and he already saw my set. He wins the. I think I win the 50-50 in the lead because I fake out Kangaskhan as he Mega Evolves and maybe to get off damage on it. But at one point he Geomancy with his Xerneas, and I had Crest and Groudon out. And it was so cool because I went for Trick Room as I protected my Groudon because my Groudon was in range of losing to +2 Moonblast plus Psychic since he was running a more offensive Cresselia. So I went for Trick Room as he Thunder Waves his own Cresselia. Or Thunder Waves his own Xerneas and being able to outspeed me. And he wins game 2. So now we're down to game 3. And pretty much Cresselia, I never revealed skill swap at all. So I was able to skill swap and then knock out Groudon and things like that. And it came down to a 1v1 or a 2v1 of my Cresselia at like super low HP and my Kyogre versus his Xerneas, which was at 94 HP, but it was +2, +2, +2. So I have that boost in special defense. And I Helping Hand, Origin Pulse. I actually connect with my Origin Pulse, and I get a crit and knock him out. Now, we actually Calculator. He was a very bulky Xerneas, as I said, but we actually Calculator. Crit didn't matter unless I got literally Absolute Min, which was 94. And then every other roll was 95, 96, 97, 108, whatever. So the crit didn't matter unless I get that. I ended up winning 2-1 versus Aaron. So now I am 3-1, I believe. So round 5, I play Angel. I always play Angel at these events. I play Angel turn 1 of the game. I Fire Punch, like I lead Weavile plus, he has Crobat, Groudon, Smeargle, Crest, Xerneas, Kanga. So I lead Weavile plus Groudon because it deals really well. Weavile has the Ice Crash as the Fake Out. And I think he leads Crobat plus Kangaskhan. And I get the read right of him not going for Fake Out. And then I'm able to knock out his Kangaskhan because I Fire Punch crit it, unfortunately. Turn 1, so Kangaskhan goes down to Fire Punch crit. And then his Magical Xerneas decides no. That Xerneas Geomancy's up, dodges 2 Precipice Blades, 3 Origin Pulses from... I'm not even exaggerating. Angel can definitely confirm. Dodges all those attacks, and I lose game... I lose game 1, unfortunately. Though I think I had the game, but I don't... I said, you know, it's fine, bro. I burnt you. I crit you turn 1, you died. But, you know, obviously it's Pokemon. We can't really complain. Game 2, Crest Groudon lead. And I end up just being... I end up winning that game with Trick Room. I end up winning that game with, like, Kyogre actually hitting its attacks. And then game 3, he leads Smeargle, Xerneas, and his Smeargle dodge presses blades, his Xerneas continues to dodge, and he outplays me really nicely with Smeargle. Goes for Crafty Shield. Like, I never Thunder Waved it once, so Crafty Shield didn't really matter. But the fact that I just kept missing my attacks just killed me, and he ends up winning 1-2. So next up I play this guy named Alex with Groudon, Mence, Pharaoh, Gengar, Thundurus, Xerneas. I knew he was like Sashgar, so I lead Weavile because Weavile is actually not too terrible in this matchup just because Gengar, Thundurus, and Mence are all dealt with. And I'm able to beat him in 2. At one point, I did Fire Punch burn him, which really sucked because I was able to knock out the Gengar for nothing. He even missed Icy Wind that turn, so definitely lucky on my part. Round 7, I play this guy named Charlie, and he actually turned out to be a fan of mine. Later on, he came to me. He was like, dude, are you Joey? And I was like, yeah, man, what's up? And he had Mega Arrow, Zern, Smeargle, Amoonguss, Groudon, Kangaskhan, and I get a play right. Like, I end up setting up Tailwind on his Salamence turn 1. On his Xerneas turn 1 as he Geomancy'd. So I have Groudon plus Mence, and they're basically Tailwinded up on his Geomancy. The next turn, I go for Double Edge. I hit it. He has Arrow in the back, Mega Evolves, and he actually ended up going for his own Tailwind. Rock Slide flinches my Groudon on a turn that I could Fire Punch Xerneas and knock it out because of the Double Edge damage, and I'm in a really bad position. Thankfully, though, I had Crest in the back. I also practiced versus a Mega Arrow as well, as funny as that is, and it blew me back with Y-Guard in practice. Like, I wasn't sure what it did, but I learned. And it was like his Xerneas, I think, plus his... No, it was his Groudon plus his Aerodactyl left versus my Kyogre and my Cresselia. I hit the Aerodactyl with an Ice Beam on the turn he wide guards. I also skill swapped with my Kyogre, so his Groudon cannot touch me at all. Rain is up. Groudon can't Fire Punch me. Obviously, I get Levitate as well. So I end up winning that first game. And then game 2, he actually messes up with his Amoonguss and completely forgets about Feint. And I just Feint into the Protect on Amoonguss and Fire Punch it with Groudon, knock it out. And it was pretty much a smooth ride with Kyogre in the back from there, dealing with him. So I am now on stream. I'm playing James. I think I'm 5-2 at this point. I'm 5-2. And I end up playing James on stream. And long story short, I missed the last Origin Pulse, or was it Precipice Blades, whatever, to win the game, and I lost game 1. There was definitely a few plays I could have made differently in that game. But, again, I'm still newer to it. I'm still learning. And he had, like, Gravity, and I wasn't too experienced facing that. So I missed out on a few turns. Like, I went for Fake Out on a turn that I should have known that Feint was better play because his Bronzong ending with, like, 1% on my knockoff and then getting up the Gravity, which actually in turn helped me. But I also forgot that Gravity... I made a few misplays, but I definitely still had to win until I missed. So you can't really say I had to win. It was Pokemon. And anyway, it's game 2, and a few unfortunate things happened. I think it came down to him missing Precipice Blades. I missed my Rock Slide to knock out Kangaskhan and you know, basically put him down to Groudon plus Thundurus left. Thundurus cannot touch Groudon at all. And it came down to, I think, if he hits Precipice Blades or if it was a Speed tie. And yeah, I missed the rock slide and he was able to knock me out. So I lost 0-2 and I ended up going 5-3. Unfortunate, you know. A lot of moves didn't really go my way, but that's, I think, that's why, you know, that's what you have to deal with when you're using double primal. I feel like you have to risk that you're gonna miss occasionally. Like, you could use gravity crest, but when I tested it, I didn't like it. I mean, when he set up gravity versus me, all it meant was that my Precipice Blades and Origin Pulses hit. But yeah, I ended up going 5-3, and now I'm on commentary with Aaron, which was super fun. Because the deal was that, you know, when I lost, I could do commentary. I mean, I could do commentary whatever I wanted because they started streaming from round 4 since TCG was in like top 8, so they were streaming that first. And yeah, it was super fun. I ended up streaming with Aaron, or commentating the top 8 first game of Chris, or whatever cut, top 8 cut of Chris versus Ashton. Ashton had actually been undefeated, and it was ridiculous, dude. The game 1, he crit like 3 turns in a row, got a double protect, and got the last turn crit that he needed to win the game. And then in game 2, it was just Scarf Smeargle just wrecking Chris. So that was extremely, extremely fun to commentate. And my boy Paul actually ends up winning the entire thing. So big shout outs to him. It was super fun to commentate with Aaron. That video itself was just so hype. That game itself was just so hype. But yeah, so we're heading on our way home, or it's time to leave. I'm actually dropping off Aaron this time with his brother instead of, you know, Aaron leaving. So Aaron's coming with us, and we actually decided to get Five Guys just for some food. So that's where we head to. We end up talking, meeting a bunch of people. Like Paul was there and all of that. So it was just a great experience, and we're just driving home. Really smooth ride, even though it's like 10 o'clock at night. 3-hour ride back, no traffic at all. So we're able to get back in about 3 hours, and, you know, we say goodbye and all that stuff. So it was super fun. The ride itself was just fun. We talked a lot about the event, talked about nationals, talked about a bunch of stuff, and it was just super fun. If it was me, Chuppa, Angel, Brendan, and Aaron, so really fun ride, and I definitely enjoyed my first regional experience. I didn't want to go 5-3. I feel like if I hit a bit more, but I could have been fine as well. But it was also, I think in at least 1 or 2 games, I didn't make the most optimal plays. But again, I'm new to VGC, so I'm learning. It's definitely an experience, and I loved losing because I learned from it. I'm not going to lose to the same thing twice because I learned from it. So that's what I'm super excited about. And I ended up making like 35th place. I didn't even make top 2 because top 32 because my resistance was crap. Aaron was actually part of my resistance, but he dropped so he can commentate, which I have nothing against him at all. Nothing against him for doing that. In fact, I love watching Aaron commentate. He has such great insight, and he's entertaining as well. So, best person, I think, that commentates. Justin commentated as well, was great as well. I got a lot of people commentated. It was awesome. So, it was definitely a great experience, and I'm excited to be going to nationals in about a month. I'm going to be training a lot, practicing a lot with a lot of people. And, yeah, I do encourage you to get into VGC. I can't wait for the new meta coming up, because I'm definitely going to be a part of it. Especially because I'm graduating college this summer, so I'll have more time to actually play the entire Sun and Moon meta and not just go to 1 or 2 PCs and go to a regional. But, you know, I enjoyed myself, and yeah, thank you everybody for listening. You know, this is not your typical video, but I hope you guys all enjoyed. I will see you guys on the Walking Dead stream soon, and yeah, goodbye, friends.